I always wanted to go to Copenhagen, but because of a company Dutch Bahnhof, I wasn't sure I'll be able to. Dutch Bahnhof is the German railway company, and I hate them so much. Three of my trains had been cancelled or were late or were delayed, which means that eventually I arrived in Copenhagen 6 hours later. A lot of things happened. One of the train was cancelled because a car got in the middle of the track. Another one was cancelled because unfortunately someone died. I was exhausted. I arrived at 2 a.m. Thankfully, I got to see the city. As soon as I arrived, I went to Nyhavn. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it, which is a very famous place by the canal with all the different beautiful, colorful buildings. And then I went to Juno Bakery, which is one of the most famous bakery, and it was absolutely worth it. I love bakeries. Surprise, surprise, I am still French in some ways. And one of the things that excited me the most about traveling to Denmark and Copenhagen was to try all the different, beautiful, great tasting bakeries, and it was worth it. I ate an unbelievable amount of cardamom buns and all kind of buns in bakeries. Juno Bakery was absolutely worth it. I would say that I have done Sweden as a Scandinavian country, and I was really willing to do all the Scandinavian countries. Surprisingly, I really like them a lot. There is a look over there, I have to say. People have a specific look that I like. So while strolling, I went to the King's Castle and hanged around in the gardens for a while. I didn't get inside, but it was really nice to look at the castle. One thing that you notice in Copenhagen is that there are a lot of parents. You can tell that this is a rich country that has very advantageous, policies for parents. So you see a lot of them. And this was something that felt, the Danes, they have the reputation of being very happy, and this was not something I thought would affect me. I was really curious, however, about how was it a true thing, and I have to say that yes, it was a true thing, especially because I am eco-conscious. So I decided to take the train, and I was coming from Germany where people are not happy. Anyway, this is Buka because one of my favorite bakery chains. I am still dreaming about their lemon buns. If someone could just go to Copenhagen and bring me the lemon bun, I'll be so happy. I love it. Then I went to New Max, which was that very cool bookstore, out of my price range, but still worth it. Remember 1,000 that saved me so often because it's very cheap, a grocery store. And then I went to Pico, which I have been dreaming for months. I love the jewelry, and they have so much. Jewelry inside, and also very beautiful flower hair clothes that I got over there. Very nice. I'm in my design phase at the moment. I'm not fully a design girly, but I really enjoy it. So I visited a couple of the most famous, design stores. I didn't get the chance to try the vintage one, but I tried the design stores, and they're really nice. But once again, out of my price range, I'm afraid. I went to one of these stores, and that's funny. Someone said in English, "Oh, these are one of these stores are expensive, so expensive because you don't have a price tag on items," and that was hilarious. But I found a couple of bookstores that had a great selection, and I really did appreciate the architecture over there. I went to the famous Max Tet and I got a great vegetarian sandwich. However, I got scammed there. You know why? Because they sometimes make you pay a fee when you use a foreign card. And people in Denmark are so rich that basically they're like, oh, that's fine, just a €1 fee or something. But a €1 fee add up. After that, I went to Tivoli. So Tivoli is very expensive. I mean, it's Denmark. Why am I even saying that fares are expensive? Fares are expensive. So it's a very beautiful, very expensive theme park. Very great for people who have children. Unfortunately, I went at the wrong time. It was so crowded. The way I film things, I never film people because I strongly believe that people have a right to privacy and shouldn't be on my YouTube channel. But it was so crowded. It was not a nice experience. I get overstimulated in crowds. I don't like it. Then I went to WeFeed, which is a cheap stores, and they had decent food. When I went to Pow, Pow is a vegan pizza place, and I really wanted to try the asparagus pizza. It was good. I actually tried a lot of pizzas in Denmark, which I was surprised. I tried another pizza omakase. The pizzas were tiny, which is great because usually I eat small portions, and it was worth it. Finally, this is my hotel, Zoku. I was so thrown and so out of my depth and so shaken by the travel that I didn't have a time to do a proper room tour. But Zoku has this kind of love style kind of like rooms. The reason why I picked it is because I was influenced, but mainly because knowing how expensive Copenhagen is, I decided to cut costs by cooking my own food, and for that I need a kitchen, and most hotels don't have a kitchen. So I cooked food, but did I save money? Absolutely not. I used Too Good To Go. So when I travel, a quick tip, if you want to save money, use Too Good To Go when you travel. And if you're really about that life, book and pay your Too Good To Go the night before or the day of your travel. That way you just get to pick it and your first meal. But sometimes you also get tired. So anyway, yes, I cooked food. Did I save money? I don't know. This is Copenhagen. Everything was expensive. So that's the loft. It was really nice. But once again, it's so expensive. I don't know if that's worth it. But it was nice. They had these little stairs. And I was always so freaked out about falling down at night. Thankfully, I didn't. So that's the room for you, and then upstairs there is the bedroom. They also had some nice books. I love when hotels have free food and free stuff and books, because it's usually these are guides that really help you discovering more about the city and the town. And so they had that cute thing where they give you these cards where you can learn a couple of words in Danish, and I try to speak a little bit of Danish, nothing more than hi and bye. Anyway, my camera is very blurry there. I don't know why. I need to buy a new camera, because if you've watched my Senegal vlog, I broke my camera over there and I haven't bought a new one. It has been 1.5 years. So yeah, that was it really. I got to finally sit down and eat my bakeries with tea, which is heaven for me. I think I've told you in my last video that I am a snacker with a sweet tooth, and I'm very much eat cake for breakfast, eat croissant for breakfast, eat pastries for breakfast. I don't like saying that I'm French because I find that embarrassing, just like having a boyfriend. But I mean, this is a very French thing for me to do, like eating pastries for breakfast with tea or coffee. I don't drink coffee. So it was really good. It was really good. I enjoyed it. I think the biggest surprise from Denmark is, like I've said, I surprisingly like Scandinavian and northern countries. If you've seen my previous videos, Iceland is one of my favorite country in the world. I'm always talking about how beautiful and how great that country is. And if a tourism office was willing to pay me to promote it, I would do that for free. I really liked Sweden. I was surprised. My sibling and I went there for my birthday. You can watch the video on my channel, and it was a great time. So now that was Denmark is my second Nordic country and my second Scandinavian country. Apparently, Finland doesn't count. It's not a Scandinavian country, but I've been to Finland too. So I'm really like Pokemon catching them all. I liked Finland surprisingly, and Denmark, I also like it. As you can tell, I am not afraid of the cold. I actually like the cold, which I guess makes sense because I grew up in a cold country. So in Denmark, people were so nice. I was not expecting that. There's always racism and colorism and all of that, but people were giving me compliments. They were nice. I mean, not all of them, but I experienced what it feels like to be in a high trust country. It was such a shock. I'm not saying I'm not used to people being kind to me, but I mean, what I'm saying is that I was shocked. Like, it was a vibe. It was just, the vibes were different and it was good vibes. Mind you, I wasn't even there during midsummer. Anyway, so I decided to go to Konta. I cannot pronounce it. I'm so sorry. So it was a playground, and I took the stairs, and it was so high up. It really reminded me of, going to the Namsan Tower in Seoul, where I was silly enough to make a very dumb mistake. I don't know if you remember, but if you've watched my Korea Seoul vlog, in Namsan Tower, I took the stairs. The stairs that are so infamous that they give people stars in their eyes because of how many of them there are. And I'm pretty, I have a good endurance and all of that. So I was like, I can do it. I did it. But I was like, that shit is going to kill me. It didn't kill me, but it almost did. And then when I reached the top, not the top of the tower, but the top where you then take the thing to go up, I've realized that people were actually taking a bus to go up. And that's exactly what happened to that playground. So that's a playground at the top of a building, and it's great for kids. It's also great for me because I'm a big kid. And guess what? There was an elevator. I took the stairs and there were an elevator. I felt so dumb. Then I walked to the Little Mermaid statue, which is so great. I love Little Mermaid. I love Hans Christian Andersen. I used to really love his tales as a kid. So one thing with the Scandinavians is that they love statues. So there was a lot of them, very nice. Then I went to Diamond Slice, and that slice was really good. I struggled to finish it. I've told you, I ate small portion. Anyway, one of the guy working there was really chill, and he gave me tips for my next destination. Guess which one, if you've made it that far. Anyway, after that, I went to have a second lunch, which is extra for me, at one of the oldest vegetarian place in Denmark, in Copenhagen, which since then has unfortunately closed. And something happened there that has never happened to me. As you know, I am dark skinned, which means that I'm on the receiving end of all the terrible things that people project onto me because they usually don't have a lot of a good opinion of dark skinned people. And I'm used to people thinking that I steal and all of that, and it's always complicated. But at that restaurant, I went to the bathroom, and I was worried. Because I was like, I hope he's not going to think that I'm going to dine and dash. So anyway, I went to a bathroom, and the guy was like, oh, the bathroom is outside. And I was like, oh, okay. And I went outside, and that was it. He didn't think that I would dine and dash because he had trust that I would come back. And that was insane. that was insane. This is what the high trust society is like, and I love it. Anyway, I went to little bakery and I saw that sign. This sign on that Tesla is wild, and I find it so funny. Little bakery was worth it. After that, I went to the Louisiana Museum of Contemporary Art. It was so big. I struggled to see everything, but I did see almost everything. A lot of exhibitions by some artists that I really, really love, and other exhibitions by artists that I was just discovering. And look, just like with everything else, of course it is expensive. Is it worth it? 100%. Oh, and I saw an exhibition on Google Maps, and the images, that was wild. Like the images that Google Maps get from people in different countries, was wild. I really love it. So if you love art, come to the museum. It is worth it. It's expensive. It is worth it. So surprisingly here, I felt happy, which I haven't felt in a while. I felt like, at some point. So I went to the Borderlands Bibliothèque. It was really beautiful. It's also called the Black Diamond, I think. And after that, there was a guy walking down the street, and he was singing. And you know what? I felt like singing in the street too. I felt silly, but the kind of silly you feel like when you're happy. Like, the vibes were really good. I'm still so shocked, but really, it was good. Like, I'm so shocked. I had a very good time. So now I'm on to my next adventure. If you've guessed which country I'm going to, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Like the video and subscribe to my channel for more writing and filmmaking related videos. If you want to support my small business and my work, look at my website as well as my books available in most online stores. Thanks.